Well, the Klavanless holidays are almost upon us. After this week, this podcast will be over until next year, and you'll be left with nothing but the celebration of God's incarnation on earth and the salvation of all humanity. Which, okay, is also pretty good. So let's take a look back at 2017, a year in which I made one remarkably accurate prediction of the future, namely that no one can predict the future. After an election that took almost everyone by complete surprise, the left told us that Donald Trump was going to be worse than Hitler, and the right told us that his outlandish personality would destroy the conservative movement. Even I, my own remarkable self, thought Trump was going to be no more than a mediocre Democrat president. Instead, Donald Trump, a political neophyte, a New York loudmouth who plays fast and loose with the truth, a massive egotist, and a not altogether pleasant human being, has delivered conservatives one of the greatest years in living memory and has made our government more moral in the process. That this has been a great year for conservatives is undeniable. The economy is in high gear, stocks are up, unemployment is down, energy production is up, business expansion is up, and so on. ISIS, which took more than 23,000 square miles of territory after Obama left Iraq and refused to intervene in Syria, is now in control of a portisan and a book of matches. 19 constitutionalist judges have been appointed and 40 more have been nominated. The biggest regulatory rollback in American history has been launched, which is boring but usually important. And the rule of law has been restored at the border. We're out of the absurd and costly Paris Accord. Net neutrality, the most cleverly named government power grab ever, is gone. Our foreign policy is righted and revitalized, and a mainstream news media that has become little more than the information arm of the Democrat Party is in self-destructive disarray. If the tax bill passes tomorrow, and it's still an if, it will cap an unbelievable string of conservative successes. Now, you can tell me none of this is really Trump's doing, or it's just an accident, or that disaster lies right around the corner, and I'll politely pretend to listen while thinking of something more important, because for me, every good day is a good day, and if I can string enough good days together, the world won't be my problem anymore. But what about this insane idea that Trump has made our government more moral? How is that possible when Trump has sex with Vladimir Putin while he's disguised as a Russian prostitute, when he kills and eats black people in his spare time, when he hates women and goes into insane temper tantrums fueled by 48 cans of Diet Coke a day? Okay, even ignoring Maggie Haberman's fantasy life, or as it's also known, the front page of the New York Times, Trump is not always statesmanlike, not always nice to people, and not always strictly honest. But I didn't say Trump was moral. I said he has made government more moral. After all, what is the moral purpose of government? We know the answer because our founders told us. They said, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. That's right. Government exists to secure our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Only in liberty can we treat each other ethically, because only in liberty can we make the choices that are the necessary condition for ethical life. Trump has made our government more moral by making less of it. Fewer regulations that allow unelected bureaucrats to dictate how we live. Fewer bureaucrats who are seeking to expand the power of their agencies. Fewer judges who will write law instead of obeying the law. And as far as I can tell, Trump has stopped using the IRS and Justice Department for political ends, like silencing his enemies and skewing elections. This is what moral government looks like. And even if every male senator in Washington is grabbing the backside of some unsuspecting female while at the same time voting for more limited and less corrupt government, the senators are immoral, yes, but the government is more moral. And that is why we should never let the leftist press game us with scandal hysteria, but should keep focused on voting in those who will help fulfill government's moral ends. Trump has delivered conservatives an astoundingly successful year and made the government more moral in the process. You don't have to like him to salute him. I salute him. Well done. Trigger warning. I'm Andrew Klavan, and this is The Andrew Klavan Show.